Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back. Today I'm going to be doing a flip through of my Hobonichi Weeks planner. Look how cute she is. So if that's something you're interested in, stay tuned. Okay, let's just jump right into it. Look at this beautiful little thing. Oh, it's so adorable. Okay, so this is my Hobonichi Weeks. I got the Mega. I always get a Mega. And if you're unfamiliar with the Hobonichi Weeks, they offer two basically sizes, I guess. A Mega and a regular, which only means that the Mega has more notes, blank pages in the back. I believe it has 213 blank pages, and the other one has 79 or 80, something like that, the regular. And I got the hardcover this year. That's another thing with Hobonichi Weeks. They all have different covers. I only have two to show you. Last year I used a Hobonichi sneaker. The difference is there's like a little lip. I don't know if you could see it in the video, but when you open them up, this one lies flush with the pages, but this one has a little hangover. The cover has a hangover and it's hard. It's made of like a really heavy cardboard, and then it has like a fabric covering over it, whereas this one's like I don't know the material they use. I'll leave it right here in the text because I gotta go get it off the website. But it's kind of like a little, it's still stiffer. It's just like a little, plus I have the cover on it, but it's like a little like floppier than the actual hard one. So those are the differences. If you want to see how chunkied up I got mine from last year, and this is a brand new one, never written in, and this is mine from last year. The Hobonichi Weeks, the Hobonichi paper is Tombow River paper, and it kind of like, it gets like wilty, I guess. I don't know, it's not wilty, but it just gets like used. It's like Bible paper, so the more you use it, the less like new. I didn't use lots of stickers last year, but I did use a little bit, which I will continue to use the same thing. I didn't do a kit every week, but I do like a lot of stamping. I like these washi stickers. And you can't really, the reason why I like them is because you can't really like feel them. They kind of like, they're really like thin, like washi paper. And if you don't put a washi in the same place, or a sticker in the same place every week, then you can't really have the lumping. And that's what bothers me, the lumping when I'm writing. I use my Hobonichi Weeks, or I did last year use my Hobonichi Weeks for well, I started using one for productivity. That didn't work. I put my productivity in my cousin, and I will leave a flip through of my Hobonichi cousin in the link. That's the last video that I did. The time before that, I did all the planners that I'm using all together, and I can leave that in the links too. But yeah, I don't really use I don't use kits at all. And I don't use a lot of stickers in my weeks. So that's from last year. And I'll keep it to the side so if I need to reference it to show you guys an example. So what I do is I buy these clear covers from the one that I'm using on this one, which I really, really like, is from Lauren Phelps Designs. And it has pockets, which I really love because I like to use a lot of stencils. So I stencil like every day. I pull out my stencils, I use them a lot, and it's good to have them here. And then they don't really slip out, but I keep this ollie clip to when I'm like working. I clip it open, and I don't know why. It lies flat. It doesn't give me a problem with that. But then underneath the clear cover, I have a decorative paper and a acetate paper. It has like, a lot of times it has like images stamped onto it, and this time I have it with the holographic stars and dots over decorative paper of the unicorn from Lisa Frank, and this decorative unicorn paper I got from a calendar that I had that's old, so I just cut up the paper and put that inside. Okay, so I'll get the plastic over the cover, the plastic cover, and then I put the acetate paper in it, and then I put the paper, the decorative paper, and then my book. So that's what I like to do, because I like to switch out my covers every month for the season, and I color code, and I live seasonally basically, which is more like monthly for me. Seasonally and sub-seasonally. So I definitely like to have not a permanent cover because I switch them out so much. And then I have these pretty little dangly clip charms down here. I made these, and I have a video on how to make these if you want to. I also bought some of the clips or dangles from paper clips from XOXO Carolyn Designs, and I can leave a link to her shop. And then I keep an Ollie clip here, like I said. This is from Ollie Block on Etsy, in case you're not familiar with them. They do have sales, they have different sizes. I prefer the smaller one for my Hobonichi weeks. And wouldn't you know, when in the process of going to make this video, I changed my mind and I no longer want to use this planner for my bills. Womp, 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 as we do. But I'm going to go back to using my A6 Hobonichi Techo Original for my bills, and I will do a further detailed video about that in the future. So stick around, hit that subscribe button if you're interested in that. Okay, so then we open up to this page, and I just had a lady on Etsy make me this clear sticker of my Bible verse for the year. And last year my word of the year was commit, so I thought this was perfect for this year. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. Proverbs 16:3. Really the only stickers that I use in my Hobonichis on the go planners, like my weeks and my A6, are these like washi stickers that I get from AliExpress. I love AliExpress, but they're like really super thin stickers made of like washi paper, and so I use those. Here I put another pocket for the little like transparent sticky notes from Hobonichi, like Jetpens. I bought these ones on Jetpens, and then I use these a lot for birthdays and stuff, like tentative plans that aren't set in stone yet. And then I also got these little Hobonichi Week stickers. They're sized to fit the monthly view perfectly, from Mandy Lynn Plans, and I love them. I got one for school dates because I work at a school, and then one for the holidays. So in case you're interested in that, I keep those here, and as my months go along, I grab my stickers. Here's just a little sticker from the Comfy Monsters Co., and then this is a die cut that I just stuck on with washi tape by Mommy Lay. And I love her shop, but she like doesn't do kits anymore. I think I got this one from a kit. On this page, this page, I guess I would say it's the year, 3 years on one page. How I use it is, let me take this off really quick. How I use it is on this current year, I do all the upcoming dates that are for my school, like my work actually. So like all my pay dates, all my holidays, paid holidays, like a professional development training days, things like that, I put right here. And on this side, this is for last year. I put all the dates that like I had a period, or like I was using medication, or I had a hospital day, or excuse me, like a doctor's appointment or something like that, and any like medical reference dates that I need to remember for the doctor. Here, this is future planning. If the event comes up where I have to plan like 22, because since I work at a school, my year starts from here to here and then it ends. So on this year will be my next school year. I'll start my school year here for next year, and I will use this to sync my holidays again for work on this one. So that's how I'm using this. Then I also wanted to mention this cute little divider. This is like a sticker, a jumbo sticker from Shine Sticker Studios. And this is a die cut I just stuck on because she's cute for New Year's. And then this cute little divider is from Alexa, Type A for Alexa. I got mine on Etsy, but I think she has like a website, an Etsy shop, and she also sells on Instagram. So her name's Type A for Alexa, and these are basically like dividers that slide over the page. So then, you know, you can flip to where you're at. The only problem that I have with these dividers is that if you do need to write on it, pulling it on and off, you have to be careful because, again, Hobonichi paper is very thin and you could rip it. So just have to keep that in mind if that is something that's going to bother you or not. It doesn't bother me. Once I fill in my dates, I don't have to pull this on and off every day or even every week. I get paid once a month, so that's the only time I fill this in. Other than that, it stays the same, so I don't really need to unless I'm gonna add in a holiday or something. I also wanted to say these dividers are like Lisa Frank themed, so that's why I love them, and I got them to match my planner. Okay, so that brings us to the year at a glance page. This page is where I keep a Calendex. How I use it is I have symbols and color code my appointments, holidays, events, bills, anything that is dated goes in here on month. So that's how I'm using the Calendex. Also, another thing that I wanted to share with you guys is I color code my months because, like I said, I like to live seasonally, which is basically monthly for me. So every month I change out like my stickers, I change out my paper. In here, like I was telling you guys, I change out my cover that I keep my planner in. I change out like my pens. Right now I have my blue pens on my desk because we're in January. You can choose your colors if this is something that you're interested in. I can go into further detail about how I color code my system. Then moving on to the monthly pages. Okay, here I divided up this side of the page based on quarters for school because I told you I work at a school. So like this will be my first quarter, this is second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter, because when I write my month in, I can tell that this is the third quarter. This is the third quarter. So I write the month of the year along the sidebar of my planner to go along with what month it is in the quarter. So that way I can easily see what quarter we're in if I need to reference that. And that brings us to January, the current month that we are in. Basically all I do is transfer everything that's in my Calendex to here except for days that I put gas or days that I bought groceries or bought propane or, you know, little things like that. I add into my month too so that I could see like, oh, when's the last time I went grocery shopping, to see like, are we lasting a whole week, 2 weeks, you know, like how long is my gas stretching, you know, how long, like that. So that's something that I do in the monthly pages. So again, with the circles, here I don't color code as strictly as I do on my Calendex, because I like to, again, like I said, color code my months and my weeks so that it's more streamlined and it's just like visually appealing to me. So what I will do is I will just use the symbol and then not necessarily the color. So I know, but I do this. So just to like give myself a little visual. All the bills I write at the top of the box, and all the events I write at the bottom of the box, so that I know all my bills are at the top and all of my events are at the bottom. And then anything in between is like things that I bought, like gas, groceries, propane. And then I like to make the birthdays stand out. So instead of writing like a little B in here, I will use my stencil. Like I said, that's why I have like a lot of stencils. I love stencils, and it gives it like something, it gives it a little flair, but it doesn't add bulk to my everyday carry. So I added a little sticker here because it's a special day, New Year's. I started my planner. I do like to stick with the same character stickers just to give it a more cohesive look as well. So this is my month of January. I did use a couple of those washi stickers like I was telling you about. I wrote in the month of the year here. And then down here at the bottom, I also like to write goals for that month, or things that I have to pay or do that month. Like taxes are due this year, this month. And you know, like when my car insurance is due, or when my, if you pay it yearly but not monthly, it's good to put it here. Like my car registration, I will put down there. All right, and then on the end of the year, they have 3 blank months into the next year. So this is 2021, this is 2022. So what I use these pages for is a reference to see like what sizes the box are in case I wanted to order stickers. I also put in PR codes or discount codes of my favorite sticker shops here. And then I like to stamp in here. Use my stamps to see how much they're gonna bleed through or ghost or whatever. A few weeks of the year from 2020, they include in the 2021 planner here. So what I use those pages for is, again, a reference to see, you know, what size the boxes are. Examples of how this one fit inside this section. Last year, I was doing it like this. I was doing my bills, events, and appointments along this column, errands along this side, and weather along this side. And I will give you an example of what that looks like. So this is the month of October, and then November. And again, I put like all the dated things that I needed to do, and then all of my errands in the middle column, and then weather along the edge or right side of the page. And then for this right page, I used it for most important tasks or totals. Like I like to total up my balances of my credit cards, or total up the groceries and things that I spend on groceries, on planner stuff, things like that. So that's what I used this side for. And then errands, places I wanted to go. But then I changed it. This was just, like I said, a page for ideas, like how I was deciding how I was going to use my planner. I changed it to where I wanted to incorporate another, like a tracker. Or I wanted to incorporate my meals maybe. So these are just ideas that I was throwing around. I ended up going with old tried and true and using it like that. So I did add Happy Mail here because I was finding that I would order something, then I would forget that I bought it. And I'd be like, wait, did that ship? Did I not get that? And I ended up missing out on something that I bought. because the time ran out for when I could refund it and request a refund or whatever. They never sent it to me, and I was kind of bummed about that. And after that I was like, dang it. So now I start tracking when it shipped, when it was delivered, so that I could follow up the next week if I didn't get it. So the minute that I get a shipping invoice or like a email saying that they shipped it, I write it down in my planner. And then when it's delivered, I dot it. If it hasn't been delivered, I carry the same thing over to the next week so I can keep track. Oh, it's been 2 weeks since they said they shipped it and it's still not here, over and over, so that way I could track how long it's taking to be delivered. But then I decided to switch it up a little bit, like this. I will get to what this was back here because I wanted to show you something. What I was also doing is the reason why I get the mega is because I use daily pages. So I will write down everything I spent that day. I like to keep like a check register basically, which is every single thing that I spend every single day. And then I like to total those up on this side. So I was using these extra pages for that. I would put my debt here, like I would total how much was the balance on a credit card, and then if I paid anything to it and what was the left balance for that week. And then I would put, like, of course, color code, like highlight when I bought groceries, when I bought planner things. So here's me waiting for, I also ordered the A6 Hobonichi, so that was that, and they said it shipped, so it should be here any day, yay! And then I ordered something from Etsy, bad girl. And then I ordered something from eBay, and that's for my family, so that doesn't count, so it's okay. And then I ordered something from Amazon, bad girl. You can see what I ordered. Shh, shh, don't tell anybody. Anyways, and then I also incorporated my habit tracker down here. So here's my errands and to-dos, and then here's my Happy Mail, and then here's my habit tracker. Because then I changed this to be a debt calculator. This was going to be how much I spent. So I was going to, instead of putting these how I was doing it before, where I was calculating everything I spent over here, I moved all of these to right here, and then I moved my Happy Mail in detail over here. So then I will write how much I spent on my Happy Mail. And then, so then we have the weeks. These things I don't set up in advance. The monthlies I do, I like to. The weeks I don't, because I never know what's going to happen and where I'm going to be. So the only thing I do is I write in my days of the week with the pen of that month, the color of that month, and then I highlight the date with my Tombow marker. And in case you're curious, this Tombow marker is $4.52, and this is a Pilot Friction pen, Pilot Friction clickable size 07 erasable pen. I can't live without either one of these. And then, oh, another thing that I wanted to mention is that I wrote down what week is the number, the page number. So for this week, the month of January 25th through the 31st, they're on page 11 and 12 in my notes. 11 and 12 this week in my notes. And that's the week we're in right now. Well, I'm in when I'm filming this, but you can view it whenever you would like. Okay, so yeah, that's another thing that I like to do. And then, okay, here is my budgeting system or expense tracker. So what I would do is at the beginning of every section, of every daily section, I would do a monthly expense tracker where I write my income and I write my expenses. I divide it up into dated bills that these are set. They're always going to be on this specific date. These are due on this specific date, but not necessarily when I pay them. So these have to be paid by this time. So do these, but these are credit cards, and these are like bills that I can't live without, obviously. Rent, electricity, phone, internet. Like those are like mandatories. These are credit cards. And then these are expenses like groceries, propane, laundry, you know, things like that. So I write like a budget on one side and then how much I actually spent. And then here I write the budget, how much I actually spent, and the difference, because these are different. These vary, whereas these are pretty much set unless I'm adding money to it, like, again, I was telling you before. So that's that. And then like I color code them so that way I can easily see. Which brings me to my next thing. I color code the edges of my page because I don't want to keep any dividers in my book. Later on, I like to flip through so I could see that's December. Oh, that's October. Oh, that's September. Like I don't need to add dividers because I color code the edges of my page and it doesn't add bulk either. So even on my Hobonichi cousin, which is a lot easier to see, you could tell just by doing that what month is where. I know this is September because it's teal. I know this is October because it's orange. So I do that on all my books so that they don't add bulk, and I can easily flip to where I'm at. And the next thing that I wanted to mention is this little hack here where, let me find it. This baby. I hate using Whiteout. That's why I have these erasable pens. But if you do not like erasable pens, because there's something to note about this pen, is that I guess with heat or friction, it erases. So I guess like if you're writing, I haven't had this problem, but this is what some people have had the problem, where say if you wrote something here the week before and then you write again over here, but then you erase it, it erases on the other side too. I've never had that problem, but it is something to denote. So if you don't like that pen for that reason and you would rather use an actual pen, I bought these Uni markers as a whiteout instead of regular whiteout. And I don't like regular whiteout. I bought the cream color whiteout. So if you do not mind the issues that I had with whiteout, which I'll get to, then you can buy this cream colored whiteout on Amazon, and it comes with like a pack of 3, and it's amazing. It matches the cream color of the weeks. But I was finding that I didn't like it, and I will give you an example of why. So, let me get my pen out. I was finding that I didn't like it because when I would white it out and then I go to write over it, it would scratch off, like flake like that. Sometimes when I was writing. And then when you go to dust it, you can see what you were originally trying to white out underneath. So I seen a hack from a girl. She shared it in one of the Facebook groups where she got these Uni markers and she used these as whiteout. Now, I bought ivory because ivory is kind of the same color, but it is a little bit more yellowy. But what she did was she mixed ivory and white, and she got a perfect match for hers. And I will leave a video on how she did that in the description box. But the reason why these are better is because they don't flake off like that. Once they're dried, and it does have a little bit of dry time, so you will need to let it sit. But once it's dry, you can easily write over it and it doesn't scratch off like that, and it doesn't make a mess. And they don't bleed through. I mean, I love it. So these are something to look into. And just a little hack I thought I'd share with you guys. Back to our regularly scheduled program. My flip through. Anyway, okay, yeah, so this is my expense tracker. And this is how I'm using my notes pages. Also, what I was doing, because after I did like a month tracker or a monthly expense tracker and a day for every week in the year, it landed up being 145 pages used, 46 counting the blank one. So that left me with a few pages left over, notebook pages left over, and that is where I would write collections. Last year, I'll give you an example of what not to do. Last year I had my pages all over the place. Of it, then I had some weeks at the end of it. So I had them all over, and it was really like frustrating to find anything because I didn't feel like this index, it got crazy messy. And I didn't feel like it had enough space. I started to write like up here because I knew this wasn't going to be enough. They started like in the middle of the page, and I was like, oh no, this ain't going to be enough. So it ended up not being enough, like I knew wasn't going to be enough. So this year what I did was I kept all of my daily and monthly pages together, so that way I don't have to index these. I know where these are by color coding the edge like I usually do in my cousin. So I don't need to index those. But what I do need to index is my collections. So after my daily and monthly budget tracker pages, that's a tongue twister, I put my collections. The only collections that I keep in my Hobonichi weeks are the ones that I will need on the go with me. So that's my seasonal living deco. That's my favorite meals and recipes. That down in here. So these are either things I want to buy or recommendations of things I should read or watch. So that has to be in here because if I'm on the go hanging out with someone and they suggest it, I want to put it in there. And then here is my measurements for my house, my son's measurements, so I can buy them stuff. And I still have all of these extra pages for collections if I need them to. And then in the back, it has more pockets. I love these. This cover has like so many pockets. And I just stuck in this really cute card. And this cute little girl. And that, my friends, is a flip through of my Hobonichi weeks. I just love it. But again, I'm probably not going to use it for what I said I was going to use it in this video. If you're interested in seeing an A6 flip through, stick around, hit that subscribe button. But that is my Hobonichi weeks. Thank you very much for sticking around to the end. Until next time, everybody, happy planning. Bye.